Thank you.
Am I unmuted?
Yep, you're good too. All right. Ladies and gents, welcome to Estes Field here on the beautiful campus of Central Methodist University. This is Rachel Moore, Assistant AD and Director of Athletic Communications here at Central. We bring you Game 3 action of the day here between your number 22 nationally ranked Central Methodist Eagles and the Olivet Nazarene University Tigers. And joining me today on the mic, also doubling up on stats duties, Miss Annabelle Mawson. You guys probably remember her a year or two ago.
It was a year ago.
It feels like forever ago, but she's going to be giving her thoughts while also plugging in stats as we go along. So we'll get things started. First pitch, taken for a ball. Counts now 2-1. Ozzy, you good over there? Okay. Pitch a little bit outside for ball 3. Say this is the first of a 4-day weekend, if you will, for CMU baseball. We'll have 3 games today. This is the last one of the day. 3 on Friday, 3 on Saturday, and 2 on Sunday. So if you're aboard this weekend, you come on out. We'll have plenty of action for you all weekend long. That ball's fouled off. And I think that was snagged by the third baseman over there. And it was, so that'll be the first out of the inning here. So I think that'll probably be a pop up to 5. Number 6, Ray Ochoa getting the start here today for your Eagles. Junior right-handed pitcher out of Elsinore, Missouri. 5'9", bats right and throws right. You won't see him bat very much, though, but you'll see him throw and use today. Swing on a miss and on that second pitch. Counts now even at 1-1. Excuse me, 0-2. There we go. 0-2 on the count. Checked his swing. Said no, so that'll remain even at 1-2. Ball fouled back, hits the pole, and it gives a nice ping to it. We'll stay put at 1-2. Am I wrong? No? Eagles are currently 8-2 through their first 10 of the year. Here's the 1-2. That one's going to be fouled down the third base line, so we'll do it again. Again, Olivet just coming off of a 9-7 win in their second game against MNU. If you guys remember last year, MNU was a World Series participant. Kind of snuck into the World Series, had a good run in the conference tournament, and ended up running the table and going all the way to the final sight. So not an uncommon thing for the Pioneers. Pitch taken low and outside. Counts now 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the first. Ray Ochoa on the mound. Pitch is shot back up over the shortstop's head, and that's going to trickle into Bobby Nichols over at center field. Base runner thought about going from first to second, but thought otherwise, so he'll hold up at first, and he's got a 1-out single. And that's going to bring number 20, Taylor Steig, to the dish. Taylor, junior first baseman out of Corona, California, so he's come a long way. California, huh?
Man, imagine coming to Missouri.
Illinois, technically.
Well, yeah.
Midwest, regardless.
Still, yeah.
Yep. Good opportunities, though, wherever you are. You never know.
Yeah, that's true.
So. Gets him to swing and miss on the second pitch. Counts now 0-2. He moves ahead. Again, Steig, the designated hitter for today's game. Bats right. Here's the 0-2. Check that. Ochoa checks the runner back at first. Again, no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the first. Olivet with a one-out single just over Soriano's head at short. That ball just a little bit out in front for Stieg, so we'll remain even at 0-2, and I think we're already at about, what's our pitch count, or what are we at total pitches?
I got 14 pitches.
14? All right. So 14 pitches through our first couple batters here, and Olivet's making Ochoa work here in the first. And that ball is going to be hit into center field, but right at Nichols out in center, and that's going to be the second out of the inning. Bobby, a senior outfielder out of Detroit, Michigan. He's a hard gold glove selection, one of the best in the conference. Holding the fort down there in center field and also protecting my center field camera. So we had a, if you guys were watching the first game, we had a snafu, and I thought my camera got absolutely demolished, but in fact it just got knocked around a little bit. So Bobby, if you're watching this later, you make sure you take care of my center field camera out there. I know that's none of his concern, but I'll throw it in anyway, you know. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss. This is number 24, Evan Poggioli, senior first baseman. Quite a first name. And lined right at Weatherford, so despite giving up a one-out single, Ochoa gets through the next couple batters, and we head to the bottom of the second. Eagles coming up to bat here. You're listening to CMU Eagles Baseball here on the Hart Conference Network. All right, welcome back here at Estes Field, campus of Central Methodist University. Eagle Baseball here for you as Central up to bat here in the bottom of the first. Rachel Moore joined by Miss Annabelle Mawson here. 4-year starter for CMU volleyball, running stats and giving a little color here on the side as well. So we'll bring you the call for today's action as that first pitch is taken by Nichols for a strike. He falls behind in the count, 0-1. So your pitcher for this game is going to be number 27, Joey Boland. Yep. So second pitch taken for a ball. Count now even at 1-1. Boland 1-1 pitch. A little bit outside. Again, Bobby recently named the Hart Player of the Week this last week. He batted .727 from the leadoff spot, had a home run and 4 stolen bases. I think he ended up scoring 7 or 8 runs, and that's the first, I think if I remember, the first weekly conference honor for him, and he absolutely had quite a week, so Annabelle gives him his props, and I would agree. That one's fouled off. Count moves even at 3-2. Good?
Yeah. Just laughing.
Count is now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs here in the bottom of the first. Ump calls for time. Full count. That ball is going to be skied high to right field. It's going to be possibly out of play. And nope. Right fielder is going to snag that in foul territory, so that'll be the first out of the inning for the Eagles. They've got 2 outs to work with here. And that's going to bring Valentine Serna Jr., and I always say it, I always try to pick out some of the great walk-up songs each year, and this one is certainly one. It always gets the press box excited. I'd say fly out.
Okay.
So I'd fly out to 9.
Okay.
Here's the first pitch. Right down the middle for strike 1. And again, like I said, CMU's going to have a couple more games this weekend, so if you're around tomorrow, they'll play Missouri Baptist, a future conference rival, 4:30 tomorrow afternoon here at Estes Field. So as I say, if you guys are around, feel free to hop on and either hop on the broadcast or just come on out to the field. Serna Jr. is going to ground that one over to second. Not going to be able to beat it out, though, so an easy 4-3 put out for the Tigers. 2 quick outs for Olivet, and I believe that's going to bring number 21, Tanner Sears, to the dish.
Rachel, could you imagine if volleyball had walk-up songs?
I could. I think we'd be there a long time because we announce you guys so quickly. It would be a nightmare for our music person doing it, but
hey, you gotta have a fun time with it.
you got to have a little bit of a fun time. So, I mean, I don't know. Any other D1s do it? You know any? You know anyone?
But
No?
we could be the first.
You could be the first. Set the standard. Counts now even at 1-1 on Sears. And Tanner, a junior catcher, pitcher, utility player. He kind of seems to do it all from Higginsville, Missouri. That ball is low and inside for strike 2, so count now moves to 1-2. Excuse me, 2-1. Here's the 2-1 from Boland. And that ball is hammered into left field, and I think it's just going to be foul. It gets over the fence on the left side of your screen, out of play, so we'll move even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Here's the 2-2. Again, missiled over there to some of the folks that sit in the nice bench seating over there on the left side of your screen. That's always a little bit tricky. Again, my favorite part of this job is always trying to avoid getting pelted by BP balls during practice when I'm trying to set up that camera. It's always a joy. And Boland gets Sears to chase on that one, so that'll be a strikeout. Nothing doing in the first complete inning for both sides. We'll head to the top half of the second with the Tigers coming up to bat. We are tied at 0-0. You're listening to CMU Eagles Baseball here on the Hart Conference Network. Indiana now to bat for Olivet. First pitch taken for a strike. That pitch fouled off into right field territory, so he falls behind in the count early. 0-2. Again, this is Ray Ochoa. Throws the 0-2 a little bit low and outside for ball number 1. Count moves to 1-2. Pitch taken for a ball, so counts now even at 2-2. Again, Olivet, not a great record coming into this weekend. I think they ended up finishing 1-11, but picked up a win over Mid-American Nazarene in their first game today. That count moves to 3-2 now. And again, I said earlier, MNU a World Series participant, so really any given Sunday, someone can get knocked off. So that ball is going to be sent back up the middle into center field. That'll find the feet of Nichols, and that's going to be a leadoff single for Andy Onen. And that's going to bring, again, if I got my lineup right on here, number 31, Gun Yoon. Sacrifice bunt. It's going to be a 1-4 or 1-3, but that'll move the runner from first to second. So you do SAC for the set.
After that?
Yep, so
Okay.
SAC, then a BU for bunt because he moved the runner over. There you go. Yep. So he's out. Does that make sense? So many codes. But yeah, so that's a 1-3 sacrifice bunt. So Yoon moves the runner from first to second. They've got a runner in scoring position here with 1 out. And that is going to bring Jordan Roden to the dish. Jordan playing shortstop today. Again, you do this a couple hundred times. I bet you get the hang of it.
I better.
You better. You're on the stats over here. A ball popped up into foul territory. And I think that's going to be snagged by
second baseman
Cerna Jr. over there. I think.
Yes.
Okay. So another quick out. Yeah, that'll do.
I'm quick with it, Rachel.
You are. You know what you're doing. I never doubt. I have no doubts.
Never doubt me.
I always say some of the best students are volleyball players that come in and just learn baseball right off the bat. So that first pitch taken for a strike.
Luckily, my brother played, so I've been surrounded by it.
He did, so you know. That's good. This is Eli Laurent playing right field today. Swings and a miss. And that second pitch falls behind in the count 0-2. And Ochoa, the opportunity to get out of a little bit of a jam here in the bottom or top of the second. Here's the 0-2. Swings and misses. Got him. So Ochoa, after giving up a single and then moving a runner over from first to second, gets out of the jam with 2 quick outs and a strikeout to the end of the inning. So we'll take a quick break. Eagle Bats coming up here in the bottom half of the second. You're listening to CMU Eagles Baseball here on the Hart Conference Network.
0 strikes.
All right, Carlos Negron up to bat for the Eagles. First pitch taken for a ball, moves ahead in the count 1-0. He's going to line that one into center field, and the Eagles are going to have a leadoff single here in the bottom half of the second. And that's going to bring to the dish number 11, Zeb Weedy. Weedy playing left field today. Another sacrifice bunt for the Eagles, so that'll be a 5-3.
Okay, let's see if I can do this.
Sac BU.
Let me do it.
All right, we're back, guys. Sorry, had to deal with some technical difficulties, but we got it worked out here. So runner moves from first to second on the sacrifice bunt. That's going to bring Diego Durin playing third base today. Say Zeb Weedy. Two 2-1 count. Looks the runner back at second. Here's the 2-1. That ball's going to be lined into right field. Good catch by the right fielder, and Negron is going to tag up from second to third. Yep.
SB, right?
Let me check here. Hold on, stand by. So actually, it's going to be a wild pitch on
So WP?
Boland. Yep. Yep. Keeps it simple. So Eagles played their first run of the game on a wild pitch from Boland. They lead 1-0 here. Count moves even at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first, but CMU jumps out in front. Ball a little bit outside. Two 2-1 pitch. Becker's going to sky this one to right field. See if the right fielder can snag it, and he does. So quick couple innings, but again, CMU plates a run here on a wild pitch from Tigers Boland. So Eagles 1-0 lead here as we head to the top of the third. Tiger Bats coming up. You are listening to CMU Eagles baseball here on the Hart Conference Network. All right, so Joseph Jimenez batting in the 9 spot today. We'll lead things off here in the top of the third. CMU 1-0 lead over Olivet Nazarene. First and only run of this game scored so far was a wild pitch. Allowed the runner from third to scamper on home. Second pitch taken for a strike. Count is now at 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Fouled off into the Olivet Nazarene dugout. Ochoa moves in the head in the count, 1-2. So again, Friday, so tomorrow, February 23rd, it's actually my brother's birthday. I'm going to have to give him a shout out. Columbia College. Huh?
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Today's my grandma's birthday.
Is it really? How
Yeah.
about that? February and October for me are always good months. Good birthday months, so. But February 23rd, so tomorrow, Columbia College will square off against Olivet Nazarene. Here's the 1-2. That's going to be sent into left field, but should be an easy grab for Weedy, and it is. So first out of the inning. And we'll head to the top of the lineup, and I believe that's number. Who do you have, Annabelle? Dupuis?
Yeah, I have number 13.
Oh, I don't have this in the right order on my thing. Let me fix this. There we go. So Jack Dupuis, 0 for 1 so far today. First pitch taken for a ball. So Columbia College will square off against Olivet Nazarene tomorrow at 10:30. Then Olivet Nazarene again, man, they're getting their work in these first couple days. They'll play Missouri Baptist at 1:30. And then CMU will take the nightcap as they'll square off against future Hart foe Missouri Baptist at 4:30 p.m. And again, it'll be that same time slot for Saturday, and then it'll just be a simple doubleheader for us on Sunday. So I won't be sure. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with myself on that Sunday when I'm done before 6 o'clock, but I'm sure we can figure something out. Count moves even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. On Dupuis. Ball's going to be sent to Soriano. He's going to throw that over to Weatherford, and that'll be see if Annabelle can get that. Did you already get it in?
Yeah,
you did.
I got it. I'm quick with it.
Well done, well done. So 6-3 ground out for the Eagles, and 2 quick outs, and that'll bring number 54, Donovan Yell. 1 for 1 so far today. You have a good day, Kenny? See ya. Swing and a miss on his first pitch. Sorry, guys. Had the great honor and pleasure to have Kenny Anderson, who just, I don't know how many he has. He has at least 4 or 5 regional indoor or outdoor Coach of the Year honors, and he just got another one. So shout out to Kenny Anderson for that. Led the CMU women to a 3rd place finish this year, and at the indoor conference championships last week, and then the men moved up 1 spot from 5th to 4th. So 1 spot improvement from last year to this year, and they're going to be sending. You know how many are going to nationals, Annabelle, in total?
10.
19.
Oh my God.
19. 19. 12 on the women's side, 7 on the men. So that's a good.
Holy cow.
That's a good crew, huh?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I say you know a few of them. There's a few volleyball players on there that are.
My bestie's one of them.
Yeah. Delaney Miller on the high jump will see if she can become a 2-time NAIA All-American. I think last year she literally walked straight off the volleyball court, went and high jumped, and ended up finishing, I think, 8th. So.
Yeah, she did.
2-2 count. Yell pops that one out. It's going to be probably over in the parking lot, over on the left side of the screen. And our count remains even at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here on the top of the 3rd.
He already has 42 pitches.
42 pitches, huh? So he's been working. 30 of them for strikes, though, so he's finding the strike zone, which is nice. A little bit of a struggle last game. Olivet had some early pitching woes that held them up, but they actually ended up hanging on for a 9-7 win? So
Against MNU?
that's true, yep. Yep, that's who it was. So, Yell's going to walk. He'll head on down to first base. And I believe this is number 20, Taylor Stieg. It is, so. Taylor 0 for 1 today so far. Serving as the DH for the Tigers. Here's the first pitch. A little bit high. Sears throws down to Weatherford at first, trying to keep Yell honest over there. Nothing doing, though, so. Here's the 1-0. Ochoa checks the runner at first. Here's the 1-0 pitch. A little bit low again. Counts now in favor of Stieg. 2-0. Again, sun just starting to set here at Fayette. Swing and a miss on the third pitch. And I don't know if you guys were out here last week, but we were playing baseball when it was about 22 degrees at first pitch that morning. It was absolutely crazy. It was cold. Runner tries to steal. Sears, not in time though, so stolen base for Yelly. Playing center field today, so traditionally most of your quicker players will hold up the outfield, and that's what that happened there. So a little bit of a tough spot for Ochoa. Here's a 3-1. Must have already been 2-1, and now it's 3-1. Is that what you have, Claire? You got 3-1? Okay. Ball sent to Soriano. Soriano from short's going to fire over to Weatherford. Nice pick by Weatherford. And again, CMU gets out a little bit of a jam as we head to the bottom of the third. Eagle Bats coming up. You're listening to CMU Eagles Baseball here on the Conference Network. Annabelle, you want to cue us out?
Bye, Eagle Nation. I never know.
All right, welcome back to Estes Field. CMU a 1-0 lead here on Olivet Nazarene University as Weatherford is going to send one right back up the middle into center field. And just like that, one pitch, one hit. CMU is in business here in the bottom half of the third. And
Would you say that went to center or like up the middle?
I'd say up the middle.
All right.
I think anytime it goes over the second base bag there, I think that's up the middle.
Okay.
Would you agree?
Yeah.
All right.
I just want to make sure I'm perfect.
I like that. We like perfection in this sport. Soriano shows bunt, but not a good decision there. Wasn't able to get the bat down on the ball, so.
Who caught that? The third baseman?
Yep, so that'll be a.
I said it was pop-up.
Yes, see if you could put, I don't know, put P5BU on there.
Okay.
Someone can tell us later if that's incorrect, but. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. Perfect.
Throws over to Weatherford. It's first, nothing doing though. And Bobby Nichols is going to send one into deep center field. Easy work, though, for the center fielder. And Weatherford's got to book it back, and he gets back just in time. And no harm, no foul there. And coming to the dish is going to be number 7, Valentin Cerna Jr. 0 for 1 today so far. Again, always a fan favorite with his classic walk-up songs, so we'll be enjoying those the rest of the spring, don't you think?
Yeah, it's my favorite.
It's a good one. There are some good ones. Here's the first pitch. A little bit inside, taken for ball 1. I would say, I don't know if anyone else agrees with me, if you remember, but Tommy Giarola, his first year, Shaker Rondo. That was the best, in my opinion, of all time. It's up there.
I remember it because Marina really liked that song too.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Play his walk-up song.
Play his walk-up song. It's a good one. So here's the 1-0. Bit low and outside for ball 2. Cerna Jr. moves ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs here. In the bottom of the 3rd. See me looking to plate another run. Here's the 2-0. Cerna Jr. fouls that one into the Olivet dugout. Again, CMU currently 8-2 through their first 10 games of 2024. Currently ranked number 22 in the preseason top 25 poll, but that poll actually came out in November, so it's been a little bit. The first official poll will come out soon. That ball is going to be popped up to the third baseman over in foul territory. So after a leadoff single from Weatherford, Eagles can't get anything else going with their bats. So we'll take a quick break as we head to the top of the 4th, about halfway through this one. CMU leads 1-0. You're listening to CMU Eagles baseball here on the Hart Conference Network. All right. Welcome back. First pitch taken from Evan Poglioli to going to result in a ball, so count is now 1-0. Lines out to third. That's going to be a 5-3 ground out. So Durin over to Weatherford. Again, I'm still learning all these new faces. Seem like baseball. There's always a bunch of new faces every year that I gotta learn, but we'll figure them out as we go. So appreciate everyone tuning in and listening tonight as we're about halfway through this one, top half of the 4th. It's going to bring Andy on in to the dish. 1 for 1 so far today. Here's the 0-1. A little bit low and outside for ball 1. Count is now even at 1-1. Pitch. Count is now 0-2. I think it's 0-2, yeah?
I have
1-2. All right, so our scoreboard operator's falling asleep over here. I think Claire's doing a good job over here on our virtual scoreboard, but the main scoreboard we look at out there was a couple pitches behind, so. But I got scoreboards on either side of me. I got one over here on my stream. I got one over here on my stats. So someone's bound to be right, to be honest with you. It counts now. Yeah, just got to figure out which ones. Counts even now at 2-2 to Anand. Here's the 2-2 pitch. A little bit low and in the turf for ball 3. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here in the top of the 4th. Ochoa, full count. And that gets away from Sears. It's not going to matter, though, as Andy Anand is going to get a leadoff walk. Gone Yoon. I'm pretty sure he was the one that had that sacrifice bunt to move on from first to second. So no registered at-bats yet in the system for him, but he has batted in this game so far. Here's the first pitch from Ochoa. Outside, Sears has to reach out and snag that one. Counts now
1-0.
1-0. Checks the runner back at first. Ball's going to be fouled back into the side netting here. And again, if you guys are new or haven't tuned into CMU baseball before, we are in year 2 of a brand new, starting to get rolling on our new facility here. We had some big time upgrades here. We had new turf field, as you guys can see, as well as a new fencing, and we ended up moving the scoreboard from where it normally sits, which was on the ground. It was an odd setup, and I mean they laugh, but it was unique because it was in play, and you had some power poles that were also in play as Ochoa checks the runner back at first again, but made some nice improvements, I think. Looks a lot better on the stream, and it means we get to play more home games, and I don't know what more you could want as an Eagle fan. So that ball gets fouled back. So currently in year 2 with our new turf field, and I have to say we're fans of it. We ended up playing. We had snow on the ground, I think Thursday night last week, and they ended up clearing the whole thing. We were playing baseball Friday morning, so couldn't do that on a dirt field, I don't think. No, I would agree. You could try, but I don't know if it would end very well. Huh? No, it's not going to be successful. Cho a little bit high and struggling a little bit with his command here in the 4th. Count is now even at 2-2. He's got a runner on first, keeping an eye on, but 1 out. So the double play ball is in effect. We'll see if he can get that. Again, still checking the runner at first. Again, we'll have 3 more games for you tomorrow. CMU will play the nightcap at 4:30, and then same thing on Saturday. So a lot of baseball coming up. Here's the 2-2. I think that was low and outside. Annabelle can confirm that for me.
It was low.
It was low? All right. That's all I needed. That's all I needed to know. Count moves full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Lined right back up at the middle, and they found the sweet spot there. Goes center field to Nichols, and just like that, we've got runners at first and second with nobody out. Or excuse me, 1 out.
1 out, yeah.
And we'll have a courtesy runner over at
What number?
first base.
23?
Let me see if I can figure out who it is. Annabelle.
20/20 vision.
Annabelle 1 for 1 today. Number 23 is coming in. Courtesy run, that is Sam Retchick, junior outfielder out of Wheaton, Illinois. As assistant coach and pitching coach Jordan Schwellenbach comes to the mound for a quick mound visit with his infield, and Ochoa. A little bit of a jam here. Runners on first and second with 1 out here in the top of the 4th. So the courtesy runner for Yoon is Sam Rechek, and then that is going to going to be number 3, Jordan Roden.
Up to bat.
Up to bat, yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay.
I also have number 3.
0 for 1 today so far, but he's got a good opportunity.
What did he just do?
I don't know. He gestured towards the batters if it was a new batter, but
No.
I'm not sure. That's what I thought it was. No?
I mean,
I don't know.
it's the batter that I
I'll
had.
say. That batter's, the same, so I don't know. But courtesy runner we got over here at first. So runners first and second. Here's the first pitch. Sears tried to hold it and see if he could get a strike out of it, but nothing doing. Roden moves ahead in the count, 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Sears has to track that one down a little bit. 2-0. A little bit inside. Roden probably would have got away with that if he had just held up. It would have been a 3-0 count, but instead fouled off, so count is now 2-1. 1 out. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Tigers looking for the tying run. Swing and a miss. Choa gets him chasing on that one. Count is now even at 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Counts now full at 3-2. Count moves to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's the 3-2. And just misses the outside corner of the plate. So Roden is going to get a walk, and that's going to load the bases here with just 1 out here in the top of the 4th. And Ochoa in a little bit of trouble here, as that's going to bring Eli Laurent to the plate. He struck out his first time looking. Left a runner on base.
17.
Number 17. All right. Good opportunity to score some runs here if you're a Tiger fan. If you're an Eagle fan, you like that, though. First pitch taken for a strike. Counts now 0-1. A 1 pitch. Laurent was looking for the fences on that one. Came up short. Falls behind in the count, 0-2. Here's the 0-2. A little bit high and outside for ball 1. Ochoa is still in a good position here. Again, there's a force at any base, so anything in the infield, you have to imagine they try to go home, but it just depends on where it's placed. Here's the 1-2. Again, the ump just saying nope.
Interesting.
Not
I
give.
have 3-1.
You have 3-1, huh?
Yeah.
We'll see if the ump throws up a.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I guess we'll see.
I was wrong. Okay, so now it's 3-2.
3-2.
Okay.
Is that what you have? It? Full count. All right.
Okay.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Again, the base is loaded. 1 out. Here's the 3-2. Got him. Big time strikeout for Ochoa. And that keeps Olivet off the board, and Laurent none too pleased with himself as he goes back to the dugout. That's going to bring Joseph Jimenez to the dish, batting in the 9th spot today. So if you're a Tiger fan, you need the bottom half of your order to come up and produce. If you're an Eagles fan, you don't mind this necessarily. Again, you've got to force out at any base. Here's the first pitch. Taken for a strike. Sears checks Roden back over there at first.
I know. It's been a
Long day.
Rachel.
Okay.
Long day.
Second pitch taken for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes, and again, Ochoa in a good spot now. Opportunity to get out of a bases-loaded jam here. We'll see what he's got. Here's the 0-2.
Ooh.
Runner swings. They're trying to see if it's going to roll foul. And it ends up being a strikeout. So good job by Ochoa and the defense. Well aware. So, 1 second. So we will head to the bottom half of the fourth. CMU hangs on here. They still lead 1-0. You're listening to CMU Eagles baseball here on the Hart Conference Network.
What happened?
So that's a 6-3 Sears.
Do you know what the other pitches were? I guess it doesn't matter, does it?
You'd like it to matter? I couldn't tell you. I'll have Tim check here in between innings.
Okay, so I'll just plug it in as 6-3.
Yeah,
right
just
now?
plug it in as 6-3 for now.
Alrighty.
So there we go. So that last out that we were double checking, so it was technically a strikeout swing, and it was actually a fielder's choice, as the runner was able to go from first to second, and then because the bases were loaded, like I said, you could get a force out at any base, so Sears just elected to pick up the ball, step on home plate. There's out number 3, and they're out of the inning. So kept Olivet off the board. Good job by Ochoa and the defense, having some good awareness there in the infield. And this is going to be Carlos Negron. Moves ahead in the count 2-0. Third pitch taken for a strike. Counts now 2-1. Again, Eagles looking for more here in the bottom half of the fourth. And almost gets Negron on the shoulder there. Ducks out of the way, though. Counts now 3-1. Here's the 3-1. And Negron will get on with a 1-out walk. So Zeb Weedy going to come to the dish now for his second at bat. Thanks, Joe. We're not eating this on air, but in between we'll munch on this some. Sure, we'll take one more. Thanks. Here you go. No, you got no more. 2 is good. Thank you, though. Always appreciate our concessions folks taking care of us. So
kind.
Here's the 0-1 to Weedy. Pitch taken for strike 2. So Weedy falls behind in the count 0-2. 0-2 count, guys. Checks the runner back. There we go. Bolin still pitching for
What happened?
Olivet. Just a simple. Oh, he must. I wonder if they called him for a balk. They're going to talk about it. So we'll see. The runner currently, that's Negron, moved from first to second. And I think they might call Boland for a balk. So we'll see what they end up saying there. They're having a discussion here in the middle. And a lengthy discussion.
Gotta be perfect.
Yeah. So I think
Is it
that's.
gonna stand?
I think it is. So you'll type in. I think you know what a balk would be.
Nope.
BK.
Okay, now I do.
There you go. And Olivet's coach just wanting a little more clarification on that, as that now moves a runner into scoring position. He doesn't like the call, but I don't know if he's going to win this battle.
You never win.
See, I don't know many coaches that do in this situation, but again, sometimes it starts a rally. You never know, having a coach that gets fired up. But is that a common thing in volleyball?
Coaches getting fired up?
Yeah,
Yes.
and then it like starts a rally, and then you guys get hot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I've seen a few of them, but not quite as many. But
It's not very common, but it happens.
and then they're still talking about it. And Boland just trying to stay warm here is a lengthy conversation. We'll see what they end up deciding.
Looks like it's gonna stay.
I think it's going to stay put. So Bach moves Negron from first to second. Weedy at the dish. Boland, 40 pitches so far through about 4.5 innings of work. Checks Negron back at second. Here's the 0-2. Weedy skies one to right field. Right fielder's going to have to chase it down. Just gets it on the foul line, and Negron's going to scamper over from second to third. You like that, Claire? Scamper? Yeah. Thank you. I do what I can. I try. Got to have some fun wordsmithing in here, you know. Diego Durin now coming to the dish. 0 for 1 today so far. He's got Negron over at third here, but again, 2 outs, so he needs to put something in play and needs to find the turf and get through the infield. First pitch taken for a ball. Here's the 1-0. Ball is skied into right field, similar spot. We'll see if he can track it down. He can't. That's going to go into the trees, and that ball is either lost to the ages or someone's going to have to go chase it down. I don't know how that works.
Rachel, you want to go look for it?
Yeah.
I will not be digging in that.
You won't be digging in the mud?
No.
I'll say it was a fun thing we did last year during opening round. No?
Not me.
I enjoyed chasing the balls in the parking lot.
I'll get it in the parking lot.
Oh, well. Did we do rock, paper, scissors? Did I win? There you go. Count now 1-2 to Diego Durin. Boland, here's the 1-2 pitch. He's got a runner on third. That ball's going to be blooped in between right in front of the right fielder, and that is going to plate Negron from third. And Wren is going to have a 2-out single. And we're going to have one more run on the board. There we go. Is this Peyton?
Yes.
Peyton Becker, all right. Peyton 0 for 1 today so far. He's got a runner at first here. 2 outs. Clear your count over there, guys. There you go. One 0 pitch from Boland. It's going to be sent back into the netting here. Were you really chasing foul balls in the mud last year?
I was not.
You were not?
No.
Nope. Third pitch swinging strike for Becker. Falls behind the count 1-2. Again, we'll have more action for you guys tomorrow starting at 10:30. Eagles will take on Missouri Baptist at 4:30 p.m. tomorrow. Here's the 1-2. Fouled off again, so we'll do it again. Nothing changes on your scoreboard. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Again, my vision isn't the best, so trying to look at the scoreboard is always an adventure. It is. It is. 1-2. Hit hard, but right at the shortstop, and Becker not able to beat it out. So that'll do it here for the 4th inning. Tigers coming up to bat here in the top of the 5th. Eagles get an additional run to go up 2-0. So, Annabelle, I'll let you cue us out here as we've got more action coming up here shortly.
Bye, Eagle Nation.
All right, so we're back. Jack Dupuis, leadoff hit by pitch in the first pitch from Ochoa here in the top of the 5th. So again, Ochoa hasn't let anyone cross the plate yet, but a couple of shaky starts in some of these innings. Here's the first pitch. That's going to be Yell trying to bunt over Dupuis from first to second. And we are having some sort of conversation. Throws the runner back over. Wild pitch, though, by Ochoa, and that's going to get past Weatherford. And I think that is going to be an E1. Okay. So you'll put that ball in play. Yep.
Okay. And then just E1?
Yep, E1 for the runner.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So count remains the same at 0-1. I don't know why it gives you an extra strike every time that happens, but
I don't know either.
Anyway. Runner in scoring position now with Yell on second base. Here's the 1-1. Or excuse me, this is Yell, and he doubles off the wall. Right fielder's going to have to track it down, and no one has scored yet, but you've got runners on second and third now with nobody out. Now we're in a little bit of trouble here.
No outs?
No outs yet. A little bit of a dicey situation. That'll bring Taylor Steig to the dish, serving as the DH today. He's in a good spot if he wants to tie this game up. He's got runners at second and third with no outs. Here's the first pitch. Low in the turf for ball one. And CMU's got a couple different pitchers warming up here in the bullpen. Ochoa checks the runner at second. That ball is going to be lined back into left field, and that's going to score at least one as Dupuis crosses the plate, and that is a no-out RBI single to left for Taylor Steig. Wait, hold on.
Is that an earned run?
Go back here. Not hit hit one for now. So not an L7. Remember he single.
Oh.
So go back. Nope, just go back to that play. So just change that from L7 to
1B.
1B. There.
1B7.
There you go. And I think Dupuis is currently unearned. So we will have a new pitcher coming in. We'll see if we can get his number. So Ochoa's day is done. He gets through about 4 1/3 innings. And Annabelle, let me know if you can see this number.
Pitching, it's 15.
Alexander Billow, senior right-handed pitcher out of Winter Haven, Florida. So he's come up to the great Midwest to play some baseball. So we're going to let him warm up. We're going to double-check our earned and unearned runs. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to CMU Eagles Baseball here on the Hart Conference Network. So Alexander Billow coming in relief here. A little bit of tough situation. First pitch taken for a strike. Runner scampers from first to second, so that'll be a stolen base. And again, no outs here in the bottom of the fifth. And both of these runners, if they score, would be credited to Ochoa because he's the one that led him on. So just a note for you folks at home watching. Bill in a tough spot. Now he's got both runners in scoring position with the heart of the order coming up. That pitch high and inside for ball 2. Correction, 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss from Pogioli.
Still no outs.
Correct. A little bit of a tough spot if you're Billow. See if he can work his way out of a jam here. One, two. That one is going to be skied high into center field. Nichols is going to be able to snag that, but that'll allow the runner from third to scamper on home, and it'll be a sacrifice fly. And just like that, this game is tied at 2 apiece. Yes. He gets an RBI. And actually go back here real quick. Edit. And then do SF so he gets the sacrifice fly. There you go. Yep, still earned. So ball game tied at 2-2 now. Runner at second. First pitch taken low for ball 1. Andy on at the dish now. 1 for 1 today so far. Ahead in the count, 1-0 to Billow. And that ball is going to be sent back, and we'll see if it hits the tin roof. Nope. Haven't had any of them yet, though. I'm waiting for it. Count even now, 1 ball, 1 strike. Olivet, 2 runs on 5 hits so far.
What is that, low?
Yep, that was low for ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike. Here's the 2-1. Big strike for Billow. Counts now even at 2-2. Tell him, Clara. Tell him what you're doing. 2-2 count. Low. Sears has to scoop that one out of the turf. 3-2 now. Ball low, taken for ball 4. Didn't know it, but he's moving from home to first now.
Ball foul. Okay.
Count even now at 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. You got runners at second and third. Jordan Roden at the dish now, playing shortstop today. Here's the 1-1 from Billow. Did he swing at that?
Yes,
he did. Okay.
1-2.
1-2. Again, sorry guys, I have a large metal beam right where the batter sits, so I usually don't get the best
I'm
angles.
your eyes, Rachel. I'm your eyes.
You can be my eyes. Your 20/20 vision. you take care of me, huh? Here's the 1-2. Foul back. And I got Clara over here on my left. I don't know how much she can see, but
I'm short, but I got it.
you're short, but you got both those camera angles, so. got a couple different camera angles for you guys today. So lights are coming on, so it'll hopefully get a little bit brighter. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Billow. Low and in the turf for ball 2. We are even now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 runs for both teams. It's just 2s everywhere. I'm seeing double in this case. So here's the 2-2 from Billow. Got him. So tough inning for CMU, but they keep the damage to just 2 runs here in the top of the 5th. Eagle Bats coming up here in the bottom half of the frame, looking to jump back out in front. Tigers 2 runs on 5 hits compared to 2 runs and 3 hits for the Eagles. So we'll take a quick break. You're listening to CMU Eagles Baseball here on the Hart Conference Network.
Bye, Eagle Nation.
Joseph Weatherford at the dish now. First pitch taken for a strike. Again, Boland still pitching. Here's the second pitch. Count now even at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, guys. There you go. Here's the 1-1 from Boland. Again, wide berth he seems to be taking. Ball way outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the 2-1. Weatherford pings it off of the pole and counts now even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Joe, 1 for 1 so far today. 2-2 from Boland. Weatherford, we'll see if that gets over the right fielder's head. And he drops it. We'll see what the people think, if that's a hit or an error, but I'll be curious to see. So stay tuned as we figure that one out. All right, the people say it's a hit, so we'll give him a leadoff double to right field. Did you already have that in?
No, that's number 9.
Pinch runner.
Who's batting?
So pinch running.
Number 3, pinch hitting.
Pinch hitting, yep. So we got a couple different substitutions. We'll see if we can straighten them out. So Trey Vorwall is going to pinch hit for the Eagles. And then pinch running, I believe, is number 9, Nick Tampa. So double switch here. Tried to pull a fast one over on me, but I was ready. I said they do that quick. So we got some speed on the base paths and see what Vorwald can do here. And he instantly gets pelted, and you felt that one, didn't you?
Oh my gosh, I heard that.
Yeah. I got it. I don't know if that got him right on the shoulder blade, but he's going to trot on down to first, and that didn't feel good, so. Say the pitching coach for Olivet is going to come out, and we'll have a conversation. So we'll take a quick break. You're listening to SEMA Eagles Baseball here on the Heart Conference Network. All right, Eagle Nation, welcome back. Runners on first and second. No outs. It brings leadoff hitter Bobby Nichols to the plate. And my sidekick, Tim Crowley, said that he believes that Bobby will be bunting in this situation. We'll see if he's true. If so, I'm not going to give him any credit, or at least let him think that he got the credit. We'll see what he does here. Not going to know yet as Bolin checks the runner back at second. So remember, you'll have a couple subs to make in between innings here.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I got it.
First pitch. Nichols shows bunt. Pulls back, though, just in time. Ball one, so Tim, I will give you your credit on this one. I'm in a good mood today. So. Well done, Tim. We are proud. Infield moves in slightly. Nichols can't get that one, though. Count moves to 1-1. Again, he's probably got one more opportunity to get a bunt down, and then after that, if you bunt on a, I believe, Claire, you can correct me if I'm wrong. If you bunt on if you bunt with 2 strikes and it goes foul, it's a strikeout. Okay.
So he will be out.
So we'll see what Bobby can do here. 1-1 count. Bobby. Ball outside. Tampa took a wide lead over there at second. Catcher just ends up throwing it. Not really in harm's way, but keeping him honest. So here's the 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Nichols lays it down. Over to Boland at first. Can't beat it out, or he can beat it out, so that's going to be a single. Bases loaded here with no outs, so good job by Nichols there. So I'd say 1B, BU. Yep, and everyone moves up a bag. And that is going to bring number 7, Valentina Serna Jr., looking for his first hit of the day. And boy, he's got an opportunity to really put Central in a good spot. Bases are loaded with no outs. Tampa at first, Vorwald at second, and Nichols over there at first. Here's the first pitch. That's going to be sent over to the first baseman. And throw not in time, not a great throw, so that'll get a run in for
Okay, how would I log that?
CMU. We'll see how you log it here in just a second. Got it? There we go. So we'll score that as a fielder's choice and an E3. which allows Tampa to come from third to home. So CMU 3-2 lead. Sears knocks that one down. And Vorwald is out at home, so we'll go in play again. So Tanner reaches on a fielder's choice.
Okay, and then
Cerna, excuse me. Yep.
plus.
And then I forget what that sequence was. I think it was a 3-2. So for Vorwald.
Okay.
Yep. So courtesy runner over there at first for
Do I need to do
Tanner.
anything, or is that okay?
Nope. Yeah, you look good. Yep, that looks good.
Okay.
A little bit chaotic.
Just a little.
Not bad, though.
Just having a little bit of anxiety over here.
It's all right. Base is still loaded, 1 out. Boland's still pitching. Here's the 0-1 to Negron. Negron gets a hold of one in between center and right field, and that one is going to drop. It is going to find the right fielder. That's going to score 1. And that's going to score 2, and that's going to be a 1-out, 2 RBI double for Negron as the Eagles take a 5-2 lead here over the Tigers.
Is that an earned run?
All right, so the bats are starting to get hot here for the Eagles. That's going to bring number 11, Zeb Weedy, to the dish. He's looking to get in on the action, still looking for his first hit of the day. Here's the first pitch, and he gets a hold of one. And that one is going to find the center fielder. He's going to try to catch it, and he does. But it's going to be a sacrifice fly as all the runners move up. And Van Dorn is going to score from third.
Okay.
So what was the initial play? There you go. So do F8 first. You could just do SF. Yep. And then he moves up. He moves up. Yep. Give him a ribby. There you go. All right, so 6-2 now with Diego Durin coming to the dish. First pitch from Boland taken for a strike. Here's the 0-1. It's going to be fouled into right field territory, out of play. And Diego 1 for 2 today. He's already got an RBI. Looking to add some more here. His stat line, but down 0-2 with 2 outs here. Here's the pitch. Low and outside for ball 1. 1-2 the count. You good over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just enjoying the moment.
All right. I'm just checking on you. Diego Durin bloops that one into center field, but easy work for the Olivet center fielder, but not before CMU comes away with 4 runs in the inning, 4 runs, 3 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. CMU's got a 6-2 lead over the Tigers as we head to the top half of the 6th, I believe, Clara? Yes. Is that what we're doing? All right. So we'll be right back. We're going to make a couple substitutions. Tiger Bats coming up, looking to respond. You're listening to CMU Eagles Baseball here on the Hard Conference Network. All right, we head to the, what did I say? Top of the 6th?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. New pitcher for the Eagles is going to be number 34, Landon Winningham. This ball sent into deep left field. That is going to bounce off the wall, and that is going to be a leadoff double for, let me see if I can find him on here. Number 17, Eli Laurent. So, just like that, Joseph Jimenez comes to the dish. Joe 0 for 2 today so far with a strikeout. Left a couple runners on base. That ball is skied in the foul territory, so count moves to 0-1 in favor of Winningham. Again, CMU will play Missouri Baptist tomorrow in the nightcap as well. Swing and a miss for Jimenez. He falls behind 0-2 now. Winningham, a junior. Here's the 0-2. Ball floats just in between center field and right. Ball's brought in, but that is going to be a no-out RBI double. And this lead is cut in half at 6-3. Number 13, Jack Dupuis, coming to the plate. 0 for 2 today with a run scored. Got on via fielder's choice. That ball fouled back into the netting on the third base side here. Here's the 0-1. That ball, good snag by Landon. Just a simple 1-3. Good fielding by the pitching crew. Donovan Yelly, 2 for 2 today. 1 run scored and got a double to his name. First pitch, strike, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 count. And that's going to go right back to Winningham. He's going to check the runner at third. And
that was
a little bit of a high throw, but good thing for Weatherford. He's much taller than I am, so he's able to go up and grab that. Guarantee if I were out there at first, we'd have some problems, but there's a reason. There's a reason I'm not out there. So simple 1-3.
Do you have 20?
I think I do.
Or can you
This
see a
Taylor?
20? I think it's 20.
I think it's Taylor. Yeah, Taylor Stieg.
Okay.
1 for 3 today with an RBI. Swinging strike on his first pitch. So the way this is currently lined up, if CMU hangs on, Riddle would get the win and Winningham would get the save, I believe. Again, don't want to jinx it. It's classic broadcasters jinx. We always talk about that. Winningham in a good position here, 0-2. Having some sort of stoppage here is had to address something, but we'll get back to it here. Taylor Stieg behind in the count. He's got a run over here at third, but 2 outs. Here's the 0-2. And that one is going to be skied into shallow center field. Should be easy work for Nichols, and it is. So minimal damage. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on base as we head to the bottom half of the 6th. CMU still leads Olivet Nazarene 6-3 here You're listening to CMU Eagles Baseball here on the Heart Conference Network. All right, Peyton Becker now. The dish. First pitch taken for a ball. And a new pitcher for the Tigers, number 99, Luke Chauvin, freshman from Clifton, Illinois. Get some good action here early in the season, as we're not even in March yet, but CMU's already got 10 games under their belt, and Olivet about 13 or 14, so. It's always crazy to me how we talk about baseball games starting and they end up. I've seen some programs play games January 31st. Becker is going to send that one to center field, and a great catch by the center fielder. He really had to extend for that one. But good job by Donovan Yelly out there. And Joe Weatherford is going to come to the plate. Joe, good day so far. 2 for due with a double. Again, playing first base today, looking to pad CMU's lead. Eagles currently 6 runs on 6 hits. No errors as that ball slips through catcher's legs and goes through the backstop. To the backstop, I should say. Yeah, through the backstop would mean we have some facility issues, so I'm gonna correct myself there. 1-0 count is fouled off. Like I said, we'll have more action for you guys tomorrow. CMU is going to square off against Missouri Baptist in the nightcap. That's a 4:30 p.m. first pitch time if our other teams behave themselves and start and finish in a timely manner, although I'll always knock on wood because you never know. Pitch taken for strike. Here's the 1-2. One-two pitch, and that's going to be lined back up, but easy work for the second baseman. He's going to throw over to first, and that'll be the second out of the inning. And that will, I believe, bring David Soriano to the dish. Another great walk-up song as the entire press box is driving. all around. There's some good ones, though. You can see why they like the speakers cranked.
We're just partying in here.
It is. First pitch, swing and a miss for Soriano. David playing shortstop today. Here's the 0-1. Second pitch taken for a strike. 0-2 pitch count. There you go. There we go. So Soriano behind. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that's just going to get past the second baseman and skirt into center field. So a 2-out single for David Soriano. He's got his...
Would you say that went up the middle?
I'd say that just went into center.
Okay.
And that is going to bring Mr. Bobby Nichols to the dish. Bobby 1 for 3 today with a run scored. Bobby coming off a great week where he was named Hart Baseball Player of the Week after batting .727. First pitch swinging strike for Nichols. I can't remember what I put, but I think he's only 14 or 15 stolen bases away from the all-time career stolen base record.
That's crazy.
Of 111, and he's only been here
crazy.
2.5 years. So, but to steal bases, you got to get on the base. So we'll see if we can do it here. Got a runner in front of him, 0-2 count. But he's a good one. Yeah, he had 57 in his first year. Did you know that?
Oh my gosh, no.
57. Yeah, he's a stud. King of the base paths, I like to call him. And that's a ball, and I think we'll give him a stolen base on that.
I would.
Catcher didn't throw, but I don't know if he didn't think he could get him, but more so just worried about seeing if they could get Nichols to get one chasing, so we'll see here. 1-2. All right, here's the 1-2 pitch. And they wanted that one, but good decision by Nichols to hold up. 2s across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the bottom half of the 6th. Checks the runner at second. Here's the 2-2. Just inside for ball 3. Again, some good insurance runs here as we get ready to enter the top of the 7th. We'll see if what we can do here. Count is full. Runners will be going. Here's the 3-2 pitch. High and outside for ball 4, so Nichols will take his place at first. And that is going to bring number 7, Valentina Serna Jr. 1 run scored, 1 RBI, 3 at-bats so far today. Left a runner on base. Playing second base today. First pitch, high and outside for ball 1. High again for ball 2. Long day.
Yeah.
What time did you get up today?
Like 7:30.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Good for you.
Early riser over here.
Early riser. I think I was up at 6.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That ball a little bit outside, but the ump gives him benefit of the doubt this time. It's 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. You better gear up. You got some more tomorrow.
3 whole games tomorrow.
It's going to be great.
Oh my goodness.
Pitch taken for a ball, so Serna Jr. in a good spot here. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs.
Clearly off. Did he call that a strike?
Yeah, go back. Let me see. Oh, yeah, you missed a strike in there. There you go.
Let's just go.
There you go.
B.
Yep.
Okay.
That'll-
See, I'm tired, Rachel.
It's been a long day?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's
well, see, I manifested it.
You did. This is why we have Annabelle up on the stats here. Good things always happen if you're an Eagle fan. So bases loaded with 2 outs, and I think we're going to have either a pinch runner or a pinch hitter. We'll see what we've got going on here.
I think Sears is coming to bat.
Say, okay, that'll make sense. So Tanner Sears, he'll come back in as the pinch hitter. We'll see if Van Dorn ends up taking his spot and defensively, but sorry. Again, Sears is one you want to have at the dish in this situation. Again, bases loaded, 2 outs. You got a freshman pitcher in Luke Chauvin. Getting some of his first action of the year. And Sears is going to send this one high and over the wall to left field, and just like that, that's going to be a grand slam for Tanner Sears, and he is going to plate 4 as the Eagles are going to take a 10-2 lead in this ball game. And Annabelle, I think you could see why Breland wants him in.
I manifested that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I said he's going to hit a home run on this first.
Oh, you didn't say it on the broadcast. How do we know?
I can't, because then it won't come true.
Oh, all right. Learning as I go here. But Sears absolutely gets a hold of that one into left field, and there was a no-doubter about that one as CMU takes a 10-3 lead over the Tigers, and I think we may or may not have a pitching change, and we will. We'll see if we can get the pitching number for you. As Chauvin just gets through 2/3 of an inning. And it's going to be number 37, I believe. Yep. Thank you, Tim. Claire told me. Because then you told me. So that'll be number 37, Noah Bradshaw, senior lefty out of Naperville, Illinois. He'll come on here. Try to close this one out. So we'll take a quick break. CMU leads Olivet 10-3 here in the top of the 7th. You're listening to CMU Eagles baseball here on the Hart Conference Network. So 1-1 count to Carlos Negron.
Okay.
Bradshaw in. Just needs to get through 1 out. So we can head to the top of the 7th. But Tanner Sears, it's an absolute bomb to left field. Puts CMU out in front. 10-3 on a grand slam. Negron. And that's going to be an E6 in my opinion. Would you agree?
1B, E6.
Nope.
Just
Not a single.
E6?
Just E6, yeah.
Okay.
So an error credited to Jordan Roden over there at short. Should have been a routine play, but slipped through his glove, and that's going to bring number 11, Zeb Weedy, to the dish. Here's the first pitch. Ball low and in the turf for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. And just foul, makes its way into the CMU dugout. Coach Nate Breland's going to chase that one down. Eventually get another ball here in a second. So 1-1 is your count. Here's the 1-1. Fouls it off, and CMU men's and women's basketball in action this Saturday. It's their final regular season games of the year before postseason play gets started. They're going to take on the Mustangs of Mount Mercy all the way up in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Games are 2 for the women, 4 o'clock for the men. Again, you can catch all the action at cmueagles.com on the Hart Conference Network. Weedy struck out on that one, so Bradshaw finally ends it, but not before Central Plate's 4 runs in the inning, highlighted by a grand slam from Tanner Sears. So we will take another quick break. Annabelle's going to cue us out. So you've been listening to CMU Eagles Baseball here on the Hart Conference Network. We've got one more inning, though, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Bye, Eagle Nation.
So Justin Studry coming on to close this one out. One pitch fouled off. Second pitch taken for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Did he? Okay. Clara says that he went, so we will go with the daughter. We will go with no. Well, yes, but I want to give you credit too. So here's the 1-2 from Stedry. Swing and a miss. And first batter is retired of the inning. Claire, keep an eye on for pinch hitters. This is number 26, Andy Otten. 1 for 1 today so far.
Silly me.
There you go. Was he swinging on that one, Claire? I missed it. No? Okay. So first strike taken for Onnen. Falls behind in the count. 0-1 to Stedry. Here's the 0-1. And that one's going to be fouled into third base side. And see Schwelly out here showing some moves. Well done. I think he was a pitcher in his day, but he can, huh? Infield not as much, but that looks pretty good right there. So well done there, Schwelly. Here's the 0-2. On and fouls it off to stay alive. So again, guys, we'll have more action for you tomorrow. I don't know. Is the weather supposed to be nice tomorrow? Do you know?
It is not as nice as today, but
Okay. Well, you can't get much worse than last week. I guess you could. A little grounder up to Stedry. Just a simple throw over to Weatherford. And just like that, there's 2 quick outs here in the inning, and the Tigers, believe it or not, or, excuse me, correct me if I'm wrong, down to the last out, correct? Right, Claire? All right. So this brings Yoon to the plate, 1 for 2 today. And he's going to keep the inning alive with a 2-out single to right field. Keep an eye on Annabelle. We'll see if we get a pinch runner, and we do. I think that's 23.
yes, ma'am.
All right. Number 3, Jordan Roden.
2 outs.
Runner on first, but 2 outs already for Stedry. Here's the first pitch. Right down the middle for strike number 1. Claire, are you working tomorrow? Yes, I am. You are? All right. I know Annabelle's working tomorrow. She's committed. And that's going to be grounded over to Soriano at short. He's going to fire over to Weatherford at first, and that's going to be a 6-3 ground out, and that's how this one's going to end. CMU takes this one 10-3 here in their first game of the Show Me Showdown tournament here at Estes Field. This is the final game of the day, and an absolute thriller if you're an Eagle fan, bummer if you're a Olivet Nazarene fan, but well done by the Eagles as they take this one 10-3. They move to 9-2 overall in the year, and they've got Missouri Baptist coming in tomorrow afternoon at 4:30. Again, we've got 3 games for you tomorrow, but CMU will take the nightcap. In that one, Annabelle, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on, pulling double duty here. I ask a lot, doing the stats and some of the color, but always a...
Hey, I can do it.
You can do it. You can get it done.
I can get it done.
So any final words to the people before we sign off?
No, other than bye, Eagle Nation.
Bye, Eagle Nation. That's going to be your tagline for the rest of the year. People are going to know. So, again, appreciate everyone tuning in, and shout out to my team, Clara Crowley, Annabelle Mawson, running the stats and the stream for me. Everyone in the booth next to me, Tim Crowley, keeping me honest on the statistics and the substitutions. Cam Magine on the PA, Jimena DeTheo on the scoreboard, and Gabriella Ovchark on the music to keep the place pumping. So it has been a pleasure, guys. We've got more action for you tomorrow. I think might be me again on the call tomorrow. I'm not sure. I'll have to check the schedule, but it's a pleasure as always tuning in and bringing you guys the action. So for Rachel Moore, Assistant AD and Director of Athletic Communications here at Central, we'll catch you tomorrow. We'll have more. Again, CMU's going to play MoBAP here at 4:30 p.m. Friday night, but CMU takes the first one of the Show Me Showdown 10-3. You've been listening to CMU Eagles Baseball here on the Hart Conference Network.